JH6, welcome back to the channel. We definitely appreciate you guys watching as always. So we're going to talk about 3 different things before you actually sign your military contract. A lot of you guys ask me questions related to the Marine Corps, related to the military, and I try to answer you guys' questions as much as I can. But I got to tell you guys, my experience are based in the Marine Corps career. You may want to check down the comments and read some of the comments, because a lot of the guys who put, comments related to the Army, Air Force, Navy, Coast Guards, all that good stuff. So with that being said, guys, let's talk about the first one. Alright guys, so I got to tell you, the first thing that you need to do is to ensure that you understand your contract. Everything in that contract, you need to be able to understand that, and you need to be able to ask questions. One of the biggest things is going to be your occupation, and a lot of guys sign into the Marine Corps with an occupation. Well, actually, I want to be a military police officer. And a lot of times what happens is that they put you in, what happens is that they're going to put you in a field. Not really in a military police occupation, but more into a field. Now, when you get placed in that field, you could go from there. You could be a military police, or you could be a correctional officer. It's kind of like a gamble. You don't know what you're going to be. So you need to understand that, because I got to tell you guys from personal experience, a lot of my buddies that went in with me expecting to be military police officers, they actually got snatched and they went into the correctional side of the house, which it was something that they didn't want to do. They thought they were going to be MPs, and unfortunately they weren't able to. Now, again, you need to understand exactly what is your occupation, along with everything else, but understand what is your occupation, where you're going to be. If you're going to be an infantryman, you may think you're going to be a rifleman, but you can end up being something else, because again, they will put you in a field, and from that field, the Marine Corps will decide where you're going to go. So truly understand that. Alright guys, I got to tell you, the second thing is promises. I mean, they will promise you so many things. We will give you this, we will give you that. And I see that in a lot of different other services. In the Marine Corps, they typically don't promise you too much. They tell you, hey, look, we're going to promise you hell, and it's going to suck, and you're probably going to hate your life, but you could be a Marine. That's typically what they tell you. But I know a lot of guys get promised money, they get promised rank, and they get promised all these things. Now, if you get promised something, make sure it's in writing. Again, once you've signed that contract, once you go to boot camp, once you go into your training, whatever that recruiter promised you is trash. No one cares. No one's going to ask you. And if you say, and it happens in the Marine Corps sometimes, if you say, well, my recruiter promised me $3,000, well, you're not getting anything, buddy, because it was not in your contract. So make sure that any special promises are in that contract. Alright guys, so I gotta tell you, this is the most important one, the last one, and extremely important. Before you sign your contract, you need to ensure that that's what you want to do. I mean, I gotta tell you guys, I cannot tell you how many times I heard comments like, well, I joined the Marine Corps and I didn't know I was going to go to combat. And to me, it blows my mind. You joined the Marine Corps and in a combat, during combat operations, and you don't think you're going to go to combat. You think you're going to be in college doing classes? Like, seriously, dude? Like, yeah, if you join the Marine Corps, the chances that you're going to find yourself in Afghanistan, in a combat conflict, is extremely high. So you need to understand what you sign your contract, what you're going to do, and what it actually means. And to tell you the truth, guys, my best advice to that is to speak to your parents. Definitely talk to your parents. Talk to guys that have served. Talk to your pastor. Talk to people that could give you a good advice. I can't really give you an advice because I don't know you guys, but talk to guys that could give you a good advice. Now, look at the good things. Like, for example, you're going to get a steady paycheck. If you're a married man with children and things like that, you're going to have, well, everybody has it. You're going to have life insurance. You're going to have medical insurance. You're going to have a home. They're going to provide you with a home. They're going to provide you with all this stuff, so it's going to be okay. You're going to be able to provide a pretty okay life to your family. But at the same time, look at the bad. The chances that you're never going to be there, that you're going to spend 6 months to a year away from your family, are extremely high. And even though before actually 6 months to a year, you're actually going to do 6 months of training, which means that you're going to be in the field, you're going to be in a bunch of different places, and it's going to suck. The chances that you could get killed in combat are high. The chances that, there's a lot of things, guys. So when you look at the good things, actually look at the bad things, get all that information, put it in an equation, come out with the result, and decide if you want to join or not. Now, so no alls, like when I joined the Marine Corps, when I signed my contract, there was no war going on. So to me, that was not a factor. Actually, when I went to boot camp, September 11 just happened. So I got to tell you guys, then it was a little bit different. But some of you guys that are joining right now, you need to understand that there's good things, but there's also bad things, you know, like combat operations. And, you know, some of those things will follow you the rest of your life. So keep that in mind, guys. I hope that helps. Let me know what you think. Put it down in the comments. If you have any questions, put it down in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe if you like this type of content. And as always, guys, God is in control.